Yeah, they're coming, and we knew they were coming.
They're here. Boaters struggling with zebra mussels taking over Lake Travis.
What comes to your mind when you hear the nicest places in America? You might be surprised what local gym is vying for the #1 spot.
This is KVUE News at 6.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Rush.
And I'm Quita Culpepper. We'll get to those stories in just a second, but we begin tonight with Austin police officials saying early indications show hundreds of DNA samples from sexual assault kits were not destroyed by mold growing on the outside.
Yeah, as we first told you at 5 o'clock, the APD recently discovered mold on about 850 kits, some dating back to the early 1990s. Tony Plohetsky broke this story online today and joins us now from APD headquarters.
Well, Mike and Quita, APD officials once again today trying to explain to the public how they handled forensic samples in some of the most sensitive cases. Now, this comes at a time when APD is already trying to restore public confidence in its DNA lab, which closed last year amid a state audit. Now, APD learned about this issue in April after a private lab hired to test DNA kits found mold. Officials then inspected a refrigerator housing about 1,600 samples and found mold on about 850 containers from sexual assault kits. The department has now asked the State Forensic Science Commission and experts from across the country about how to prevent that from happening and how to preserve the kits that have mold on them.
And right now what we're doing is working towards the most appropriate way to remediate that from the outside of those boxes.
Now, the city last fall gave APD hundreds of thousands of dollars to test sexual assault kits that had been on the shelves for years. Chief Manley emphasized that because these kits had not been untested, no evidence has been used in a criminal trial or to convict a defendant. Now, coming up tonight at 10, this is the second time in recent months that faulty equipment has potentially threatened forensic samples. I asked Chief Manley about that today, and I'll have what he said on KVUE News Night Beat. Reporting live from APD headquarters, Tony Plohetsky, KVUE News.
Tony, thank you. Police have arrested a 53-year-old man believed to be connected to several illegal gambling operations in the Austin area. Yesterday, Austin police responded to Chung Pak's home after several months-long investigation. Authorities searched Pak's home and found several documents linking him to the illegal operation. They also seized over $720,000 in cash, 3 cars valued at $94,000 and $7,500 in gold and silver bars. Pak has been charged with money laundering and engaging in organized crime. If convicted, he faces up to life in prison.
The Round Rock Police Department hopes that you can help them identify this man seen in the video. He's responsible for multiple burglaries of car wash businesses in Round Rock, Pflugerville, and North Austin. The guy is believed to be responsible for no less than 10 break-ins in the last 3 days, targeting cash drawers and store safes. Authorities say he's a black man, 20 years old, about 5'10". Anybody with info should call Round Rock Police. There is an unwanted visitor at Lake Travis right now, zebra mussels. It's a freshwater mussel that can block water intakes and harm other infrastructures.
Biologists confirmed the presence of zebra mussels in Lake Travis last week after seeing a single one attached to the motor of a boat. KVUE's Brandon Jones is along Lake Travis. And Brandon, what should boaters know about all this?
Well, Quita and Mike, it's quite simple here. Clean, dry, and drain. Those are the words people out here at Lake Travis need to live by. And we're told that if this does become bad, it could cost millions to clean up.
Here in Texas this year alone, we found them in 2 new river basins.
We're talking about zebra mussels, and now they're in Lake Travis. They usually live in fresh water and can be transported from waterway to waterway by boats and trailers. They grow to a maximum adult size of about a ½ inch and can be identified by their striped zebra-like shell. They can cover shoreline rocks and litter beaches with sharp shells, clog public water intakes, and damage boats and motors left in infested waters.
Trying to create awareness to keep them from spreading. And right now, in these stages, we don't know how they're going to actually react or actually establish in Lake Travis. But You know, time will tell for that.
What can boaters do right now?
Plug out and drain the water out of it.
Clean, drain, and dry. That's what we found Mike Hudson doing. He hopes getting the word out about prevention will spread on so everyone can continue to enjoy the lake.
You can only do what you can do, and you leave it up to the rest of the public to do what they can, but everybody doesn't pay any attention to that.
We're told that the drinking water here in Lake Travis is not affected. As of right now, no live zebra mussels have been found in any other highland lakes. If you see one, officials want you to report it right away. Along Lake Travis here, Brandon Jones, KVUE News.
All right, Brandon, thank you.
Yeah, little bitty things, but they can cause a lot of damage,
small.
apparently. All right, let's turn it over to Albert Ramon, who's taking a look at the forecast. Hot out there, Albert.
Some places cooling down, though, in the 70s thanks to rain-cooled air, a few widely scattered showers back on the radar. Just a sprinkle here in North Austin at the KVUE studios in the last 20 minutes, but enough to cool Camp Mabry down to 81. 72 degrees right now in San Marcos thanks to this shower that is beginning to drift and weaken as it moves off towards the west. May hold together to have a few passing showers around Wood Creek and Wimberley over the next 30 minutes. A little heavy downpour approaching Dripping Springs right now. Moderate shower over San Marcos. That same shower producing as much as 2 inches of rainfall when it was in Caldwell County about an hour and a half ago. Rain chances did decrease later tonight and through the rest of the week. We're back to that hot, humid weather pattern, and that's going to allow heat indices atop 100 plus in the coming days. A look at that heat index forecast coming up.
See you in a bit, Albert. Thanks. The government is letting more than 200 Texans living along the Mexico border know they want their land. This comes as the Justice Department renews its efforts to complete the border fence started about a decade ago. Officials sent the landowners notices through the newspaper in Brownsville. Some say even though they don't agree with the fence, they probably won't fight it.
Economically, it makes sense, you know, to go and take their offer because, you know, I'm just a simple, humble guy, you know. I'm not going to lawyer up, you know, over something this small, but just the very concept, the very idea, I never agreed with it.
There is still about 50 miles of the border fence that is not complete. The government says the landowners will be compensated. Austin ISD's Board of Trustees is proposing a $1 billion bond package. This November, the district says the money will build new schools or modernize existing ones. KVUE's Rebecca Trejo is live at the Austin ISD headquarters. And Rebecca, explain how this will be funded.
Well, Mike, the district is saying the tax rate will not increase. Officials here say they'll use a borrow and repay as you go financial model, much like a credit card. The district says bond approval is like increasing the credit limit, and it doesn't mean they'll be pulling all the money right away. If the bond is passed, 16 schools, including Menchaca Elementary, will be modernized or rebuilt. The plan for Menchaca is to build a new facility and tear down the old one. The total bond package is $1.05 billion. Superintendent Paul Cruz says the bond stems from community input from the FABPAC, or Facilities and Bond Planning Advisory Committee.
It's been a 2-year study with a group that we call the FABPAC, who studied our facilities across the entire district. They looked at the conditions of our facilities, and they looked about the educational opportunities across our sites. They also looked at overcrowding. They looked at out-year data.
However, some taxpayers have serious concerns about its funding. The Travis County Taxpayers Union says they're analyzing the data for themselves. And a spokesperson for the organization is asking for more transparency from Austin ISD regarding the bond package. Now, for the projects being proposed from the package, check out this story on KVUE.com. Live at Austin ISD headquarters, Rebecca Trejo, KVUE News.
The Williamson County Sheriff's Office has signed a 2-year contract with a New York production company to film its cold case unit at work. If the company, called Hit and Run Creative, sells the show to a TV network, Sheriff Robert Chody says viewers could provide new clues about unsolved cases. Chody says the production company could start filming a 5-minute trailer for the potential TV series as soon as the end of July. And we'll hear more from the chief tonight at 10 on KVUE.